Also joined by Ian Haworth, columnist at the Daily Wire. Gentlemen, I always appreciate you guys taking the time. Michael, we'll start with you. Democrats in and out of the New York Times, they are pulling out all the stops to slow down the president's momentum with their latest hit piece on his taxes. What were your takeaways from that piece?
What a surprise. A millionaire billionaire in New York has a great accountant that we all should have. You know what's really interesting? When it all comes out, you find 60 corporations in 2018 made $79 billion, paid zero in taxes, including Amazon, Netflix, and Chevron. And guess what? We're still using Amazon, Netflix, and Chevron because we like the product that we get. And we're going to keep on taking Trump because we like the product that we get with Trump. And God bless, he's able to use the tax system written most likely by Joe Biden.
Yeah, no kidding. Democrats. Ian, where's the expose on Hunter Biden's, income, whether it be from Ukraine and China, and how much taxation, what's the taxation table look like when you get a whole bunch of political payoffs from China? I'm just curious.
Around the zero mark as well. I think this whole situation just shows how hell-bent the media are on taking down Trump. They're not doing their job of actually reporting on news. You read any of these articles, this is the latest bombshell about Trump, which isn't really a bombshell. I mean, every single possible real estate magnate you can find overestimates their own finances. Most of these issues are things we already know about Donald Trump. And so if we're going to talk about financial impropriety in the context of someone overestimating their own income, perhaps we should talk about the millions of dollars that were wired to Hunter Biden, which the Democrats still haven't talked about, and Joe Biden doesn't seem to think is an issue.
Yeah, no kidding. And neither does the New York Times, for that matter. I want to get you both in to weigh in on this one, on this question. Maria Bartiromo over the weekend over at Fox is reporting that it looks like John Durham is not going to issue his report before the election. I just want to get your take on this. Michael, you go first.
I'm not surprised if he doesn't issue a report. I've always said from the very beginning, it's hard for Washington to tell on each other. Very hard. And it's not a surprise that it may not, in fact, be coming out. And for the Republicans to hope and pray it comes out to help them in the election, they need just Donald Trump. They don't need one more arrow in their quiver other than the ones they have with Donald Trump. So it is what it is. Washington protects its own. They always have protected their own. That's why we elected Donald Trump.
Yeah, no kidding. And Ian, it's all well and good to say, well, they're not going to come out with this report. I don't want to see a report. I want to see indictments because there was a lot of malfeasance and wrongdoing done in the previous administration, no?
Yes, but then let's also, to use the left verbiage, let's not look at this for the distraction that it is to some extent, where Donald Trump should be sweeping Biden aside. I think we need to focus on what we know and what we have in our hand, which is basically Biden is a terrible candidate. His son, Hunter Biden, is deeply corrupt. There's a whole range of issues that we can be focusing on now. So I'd rather the Republicans step back rather than complaining. Let's attack this election as the winners that we are right now and win in 2020 rather than setting ourselves up just to complain if something doesn't go our way.
30 seconds each of you. Michael, the debate tomorrow night, who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, it depends who you ask. At the end of the debate, both sides will say that they won. The media will say that Biden won.
I'm asking you.
What do I think? I think tomorrow night that Trump should win the debate, but don't underestimate Joe Biden.
Okay. How about you, Ian?
So I think if Trump can stay focused and not get pulled off topic by Biden, who is going to throw some curveballs at him, Trump should destroy Biden just by hitting him on Hunter. Just get him riled up about Hunter and see him fall apart.
Okay. Understood. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate the time here on the Chris Salcedo Show. We will talk again. Coming up next, the previous administration, as we mentioned in this segment, was crooked, and the FBI knew about it, but they didn't do a thing about it. We'll explain coming up next on Newsmax TV.